Well, hi there, welcome back. I am so glad that you're here, and in today's video I'm just going to be chatting with you, giving you an update of where I've been for the last 2 months, and then I hope to chat with you about what to expect in the future. Well, I want to start out this video by giving a big, huge thank you to the sweet subscribers that continued to check on me while I was away. I also want to thank everyone for tuning in today and choosing to spend a little part of your day with me. Now, if you're a new subscriber or if you just accidentally ended up here, you're not going to know that I've been gone for the last 2 months, but I hope that you'll go ahead and stick around for today's video because I want to share with you some ideas that I have for some future videos and get your input on that. And then maybe after hearing those ideas, you'll be able to decide if you would like to also become a subscriber to this channel. And I hope that you do. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the why I've been gone since mid-February. Well, I did write a post on the channel back in February letting everyone know that I was going to leave for 2 weeks for my son's wedding. I really wanted to just be present during this very special time. It turned out absolutely beautiful and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. We're so excited for my son and we are so happy to be welcoming Lisa into our family. We can't wait to see what God is going to have in store for the both of you. Now, I did say that I was only going to be gone for 2 weeks and well, that 2 weeks turned into 2 months. And here's why. Well, although the wedding was such a joyous occasion, I believe in all the hustle and bustle and the last minute arrangements and just trying to get everything done on time, I allowed my body to get very run down. Well, the wedding was on Saturday and by Monday and Tuesday, I was sick. It started out with like a raw sore throat feeling, like whenever you breathe in a lot of cold air. And I thought at first that's all it was because we had actually planned an outdoor wedding ceremony and a cold front blew through and the temperatures dropped down in the low 30s. And so we moved the ceremony indoors, but we were still in and out. It was very cold and we weren't properly dressed for that kind of weather. And so that's what I thought it was just a sore throat from the cold air. That was on Monday. By Tuesday, it had moved into my chest. I had a slight cough. I just didn't feel well. I started running a fever. So of course, my first instinct was to go get tested. And by the end of Tuesday, we started getting reports that others from the wedding were testing positive. So I thought for sure this is what's happened. So I went to the doctor. They did a triple test on me for the virus, the flu, and strep throat. And I came back negative on all 3. So it was determined that I probably just had an upper respiratory infection. And so I was put on antibiotics, an inhaler, and I was sent home. So come Friday, I woke up, no fever, I felt great, and I was ready to get back to normal. But when I woke up on Saturday, I had a whole new set of symptoms. This time, it was all in my head. I had a lot of pressure, a lot of drainage. It was just not good. The fever was gone. It didn't come back. I just felt extremely fatigued, very tired, very stuffy. And from the reports that we had received from other people throughout the week that had been testing positive, it remained as a head cold. So back to the doctor I go to get tested again. And this time, without a doubt, I tested positive. So I do believe that whenever I first went, I actually did not have it because I had a totally different set of symptoms. And I could just tell whenever I woke up that Saturday morning that this was definitely something different. So that started the next week. In my mind, I was actually hoping that they made a mistake the first time and that I was going to be pulling out of this within a day or 2. But unfortunately, it progressively got worse. And I think because I had that week-long upper respiratory situation going on, it made my symptoms in the second week a little worse than everyone else's. So I think I was the last one to test positive and I was number 12. So it's very unfortunate that that happened. I'm sorry that it happened, but I do have to also say that Everyone that ended up testing positive ranged from in their 20s all the way up to being in their 80s, and no one had any serious symptoms or side effects from it. So thank God for that. So I'm just really glad that all of that is behind us. Everyone is well. We're all moving on with our lives. But now, unfortunately, it is allergy season. The pollen here in Texas, or at least in my part of Texas, is horrible. I don't handle allergies very well anyway, so that's kind of what's going on with me right now. My eyes are watering. In the mornings, I look like Rocky. I'm just really swollen, but I have tissue in hand and I'm gonna make it through this video, hopefully without losing my voice. I'm very curious to know, how is the pollen in your area? My house is located under huge oak trees. So we get the burst of the yellow pollen that just coats everything. And then after that, we get the buds that fall out of the trees. But it just overnight completely carpets everything. And every time the wind blows, they just rain down on everything. And I am a mess. The buds are just now starting to fall from the trees, but if it doesn't get any worse, I'm sure I'll be just fine. Well, I think that's enough of the sickness talk, but unfortunately that has been a big reason why I haven't been able to film. So before we completely leave this topic, I have to say, this is the reason why we stock our pantries and stay prepared. Because for those first 2 weeks, I wasn't able to leave my home, and now that all the pollen's falling, I do my very best to stay in the house until this is over as well. So I'm so thankful that my pantry is fully stocked, and I'm very thankful that I've been able to stay on top of maintaining that certain level in my pantry for times just like this. Another update that I'm excited to share with you is that over this past weekend, I was able to get my garden planted, or at least started. I still have a few more things that I want to add to it, but I'm really anxious to start sharing those updates with you. If you're new here, I am very new to gardening. I was raised with my parents and grandparents doing the gardening, but this is my first experience on my own. I did a practice garden in the fall. I'll link a few of my fall garden videos up above and down below so that you can go check those out if you're interested. But I am very excited to begin sharing my new spring garden updates with you. Now, when it comes to food, something else that I've been trying out is HelloFresh. I don't know how familiar you may be with that, but basically it's an online service where you can choose meals that are then delivered to your door. Now, the meals are not prepared. They just provide all of the ingredients and then a recipe card on how to prepare these meals on your own. I doubt that I will be getting really hot and heavy into this because I'm okay with going to the grocery store for myself, but I can see how this is good for working people that may not have time to go to the grocery store. And this way it's all done for you. They give you every single thing that you need to prepare your meal. So I can see how that could be a benefit to a lot of people. Also, what I'm enjoying about this is just trying the new recipes. I love to cook. I love new recipes. I love to experiment. And so that's kind of what drew me into this. So I've held on to all the recipe cards, and I may be sharing some of those with you moving forward. And then finally, another update that I have is that my husband and I have started intermittent fasting. This is our first week, so I really don't have a whole lot to say on that, but if this is an area that you may be interested in getting more information, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll definitely share our experiences with it as we go along. And for the rest of the time that I've been away, I've just basically been trying to get back into my daily routine of things. We've celebrated a wedding anniversary, and actually I've just really been enjoying taking a break. I feel like it was much needed after the holidays and then planning for the wedding and the sickness, and oh, I just needed a break. But now I feel completely refreshed. I feel a new excitement for the channel, and I really just can't wait to get into it. Okay, so now that brings us to the final topic in this video, and it's the one that I'm most excited about. And that is to discuss some ideas that I have for some future videos. I hope to get your input on this and some ideas from you as well. Now, my very next video is going to be an unboxing and review of an indoor grill. I've been asked to do this and I've kind of been setting on it, so now I'm at the very last minute and I'll actually have to film that right after I finish this one so that I can get it out by my deadline, which is next week. Now, with everything that's been going on in my personal life since Christmas, I've been doing a lot of recipe videos, what's for dinners, a few hauls, but that's been basically the theme of the channel. But now I think it's time for us to get a little more serious and get back into the kitchen, back into the pantry, and even back into the grocery stores. There's a lot of things going on that I've been missing out on that I want to discuss with you and update with you and share with you, and I just can't wait to get to it all. Now, if you're new here, you may not be aware that I did a challenge all of last year in 2021 called the Prep Your Pantry Challenge. In this challenge, on the first day of every month, I posted a video with a list of items that we all could focus on for the month to build up our pantries. It's up to you how much you spend. It's up to you which items you choose to stock up on. I'll link it up above and down below so that you can go check that out on your own if you're interested. Now, there are a few more ideas that I have for some pantry challenges, and one that I really want to do on a personal level that of course I'll bring you along with is I would like to do a swap your pantry challenge. This would be swapping from all the processed foods to made from scratch type of foods. Now, I know that swapping my pantry from a processed pantry to a whole foods type of pantry is going to take a long time. So this may not work as a challenge, but it is definitely something that I'm going to be digging deeper into as time goes on. Now, along with that, I also have an idea for a baking series where I would like to at least once a week choose an item in my menu plan that I can bake from scratch. Whether that's tortillas for tacos or buns for hamburgers, who knows? But I really want to discipline myself in the area of being able to automatically make these things from scratch versus automatically reaching for the store-bought item. I feel this is going to further my ability to be less dependent on the grocery stores and more independent at home. Now, being able to swap my pantry into a Whole Foods pantry is going to involve, I would say, a lot of dehydrating and canning and other preserving methods. And I do have a dehydrator. And actually, last Mother's Day, my husband got me an All-American canner that sadly is still in the box. So these are all things that I really want to tackle and bring you along in the process. Now, I did mention that we also need to get back into the grocery stores, and what I would like to do there is maybe track what I'm seeing, whether that's price increases, price improvements, shortages, or restocking of items. Just basically anything that's changing in the grocery stores, I like to share with you, because even though you may not be seeing the same things in your area, it is quite possibly a trend that may be headed your way, and vice versa. So I like to stay on top of that. And then of course, I'll just have some general pantry videos and kitchen videos. Like I would like to share with you what some of my most used kitchen gadgets are, what some of my favorites are. As far as the pantry is concerned, we'll have topics like how to organize, maintain, stock the pantry. And whenever it comes to food, of course, I'm going to continue with recipe videos, what's for dinner videos, and anything else that may come along. I'm also going to try to get better at just grabbing my camera and filming those regular routine things that I do throughout my day or throughout the week that some of you may be interested in. So those are a few of the ideas that I have moving forward, but I would really like to hear some ideas from you. First of all, I would like to know your input on the things that I've already mentioned. Do you think it would be a good idea, bad idea? Would you watch it? Please let me know. Also in the comments, please let me know what you want to see on this channel. What are your concerns in the kitchen, the pantry, or with food? What topics would you like more information on? And yes, just what would you like to see on this channel? Let me know and I will do my very best to make it happen. So to the new subscribers and to the people that may have just accidentally ended up on this video, if any of this sounds interesting to you, I hope that you'll take a second to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button and make yours a heart-filled kitchen too. And speaking of that, you may be seeing some of my older videos and wondering why you keep hearing Seasons Change. Well, I did do a name change, mainly because I want to do a website or a blog that goes along with this channel, and I wasn't able to do that under the Seasons Change name. So now this is Heart-Filled Kitchen, and I hope that that clears that up if you were wondering. Well, guys, I'm so glad to be back. I'm so happy that you're here, and I look so forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great and blessed day. Bye.
'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.